Hello again. It's me, Chase, from a month ago. I'm in the same spot. I haven't moved. I've changed my clothes, and I'm still using my shitty webcam. So, here's the thing. I have realized that as long as the audio sounds okay, this webcam is not the worst thing in the world. Is this going to be a gorgeous video to watch? Probably not. Will it be entertaining? Also, probably not. Today, I would like to break down a little scenario that happened to me last night, but for you guys, this was a month ago. Let me take you back to January 18th, 2023. I remember it like it was yesterday. It was roughly around, I don't know, this time, and I noticed something that had happened in my body. I was extremely hungry, but that's the thing. It was like this time. And one thing that, if you know about being awake at this time, is that there's no places open to get food of any sort. Specifically to stock up so I don't run into this situation where I'm starving and there's no food in the house. Well, there is one place, one wonderful place called Winco. Now, Winco is like a Walmart, but it's also kind of like a Fred Meyer, but it's also kind of like a Costco. It's like if you were to go to Costco and only get like one thing, but still pay the wholesale price. So very cheap, very, very cheap. I made my rounds, I got ready, and then I hopped in the car and I was on my way to Winco. Now, when I pulled up to Winco, it was fairly empty, but for some reason, all of the 15 spots, like right in the middle or right in the front, were all handicap spots. Like, I understand like having handicap spots is important, I get it, but there was like an ungodly amount of fucking handicap spots that if there was a chance that like all the handicap fucking wheelchair scooter people on the planet decided to go to Winco, this specific Winco at that point, there would still be enough spots for future disabled people. But so I decided I parked on the farther side of I parked on the farther side of the building, which in hindsight probably shouldn't have done that because it's dark and it's on kind of a notorious street. So or I guess on a notorious highway. So but I said fuck it and I just parked anyway. So what I did is I popped my AirPods in and I played some music and I walked through the front doors. As you walk through the front doors, normally if you bank a right, immediately there is some sort of, there's like the snack foods and stuff. There's like quick come in, grab stuff, head to the line like to your left. But that was blocked off because it was, like 12:30 in the morning. So there was no, they were cleaning. But that really threw my entire vibe off because I make my rounds and I'll like zigzag through the aisles and now I had to go completely around. I had to go through like I had to go through like checkout lines to get in. And so that was strange, but I made my way through, and then immediately I was brought into like the soda section. And I don't know about you guys, but when it comes to off-brand soda, there's not a soda on the fucking planet that is better than Shasta. Dude, Shasta Cola, Shasta off-brand anything, so good. I love Shasta. So I was like, all right, Coca-Cola, or I guess cola and lemon lime. Boom. Put that bitch in the cart. And then I also ended up getting Gatorade because I like Gatorade. I don't know why I'm telling you this. Why am I telling you this? The first weird thing happened. There was a guy who was putting away the soda, and he had big over-ear headphones on, like ones that were like this, and you could hear that it was blasting like the deepest like fucking heavy metal that I've ever heard in my life. It was either heavy metal or like EDM, because it was like super bass heavy, and there was a lot of like hits. All I could hear was just sound. And then he was walking around, and he had he worked there, by the way. This was not just a random dude. He had a fucking box cutter in his mouth, and he was holding the box cutter in his mouth, but he was opening boxes, like taped boxes, and like stocking them with his fucking hands. So he has this big ass like fucking Bowie knife in his mouth, and he's just he's struggling to tear this box open. And it was bizarre. He looked like a fucking pirate. He had long, like frizzy long hair and like a backwards like Winco baseball hat. Super strange. So now I'm making my way through the soda aisle, and then I go, and right in front of the soda aisle is the produce. And so I was like, you know what sounds good? Some apples and some bananas. At this point, there's another couple that is like been kind of making the same rounds as me, and they are standing everywhere that I'm trying to go, but I don't want it to like look like I'm following them, because I wasn't following them, but it just happened to be that they were going to the same places and getting the same things that I wanted. So I just kind of stood back and like sat on my phone for a couple minutes, just because I was uncomfortable, and I didn't want them to think that I was following them, because I think the guy could have probably beaten me up, and I didn't want to get beat up that day. Most days I don't want to get beat up, to be honest. Anyway, I got my produce. I go down the chip and cookie aisle, and I was like, you know what sounds good? Some of those thins, those Oreo thins. The Oreo thins, like they're like little wafer cookies almost. So good, but I got the mint kind. Shit. A little fancy today. Nothing, nothing too crazy. Just a mint thin crisp, if you will. Anyway, so I get that. I got some tortilla chips, I'm pretty sure, and some salsa, and then I put that in, and then I go down the pasta aisle. And then on the pasta aisle, there's another dude that's stocking the aisle, and he is right where I need to be. I have a cart full of stuff, and I don't want to barge in with my stuff. So I go around to I think this is like the Asian and Mexican aisle, where they have like spices and mixes and all that shit. And that's where I found the Holy Grail. Not really Holy Grail, because it's sold everywhere, but the best hot sauce on the planet, fucking Valentina, baby. That's my favorite thing, my favorite hot sauce ever. Like, so fucking good. I got a new thing of Valentina, put that in the cart, and head on back. As I was going back to the, into the kind of pasta aisle, I noticed on the shelf, in the aisle above, aisle like where the like sweets and chips and candies are, the like candy section. And so I went over there, and I was like, man, I'm feeling kind of a Butterfinger vibe. And so you should never go shopping at 12:30 at night, because you're gonna want to buy stupid shit. And I was like, you know what sounds good for this late night cravings? A fucking Butterfinger. I wasn't wrong. It was great. But I went down the aisle, and there was a set of bananas on top of some red vines, and someone made a life-altering decision, but one I can respect. Anyway, I head back to the pasta section. Guy is a little bit farther down the aisle, and so now I'm like fucking running because I want to get there. And so I grab my pasta sauce, put that in. Then I make my way to the like meat section. And I don't know about you guys, but I am a big fan of kielbasa and like Polish sausage, but I like the turkey sausage, and they usually don't have it, but they had a turkey kielbasa, and I was so fucking amped. So I grabbed 2 of them guys, put them in there, and then I'm making my way down to like the dairy section, and as I'm heading to the dairy section, there's a guy on like a fucking forklift, and it's just got the most annoying like reversing sound. It's like not like a normal like beep beep beep, but it's like a holy shit. So I put my headphones, I turned up my fucking music, and he's like whipping this shit backwards. Got his fucking arm up like this, and he's like and so I make my way to the dairy section. I grab my milk, I grab my cheese, the butter, and everything like that. And then I head to arguably my most stress-inducing section for me, and that's the cereal aisle. I don't know why, but choosing cereal is like, trying to decide which planet you're going to destroy in a you know, a galactic kind of like confrontation where you have to make that decision. You know what I mean? Damn, do I want to choose this one because I hate these species, you know, the terrible species, or do I want to choose this one because that species is terrible? You know what I mean? So like when it comes to like galactic warfare and interplanetary or outer galactic confrontations or discussions, when it comes to like galactic genocide, I'm really not your guy, because I can't make decisions. Like I can't even choose whether or not do I want Apple Jacks or do I want fucking Life cereal. And the thing is I normally end up choosing both. So if you want to find a guy to make your galactic genocide have the least amount of genocide as possible, and you don't want, you know, 2 planets to be completely genocide, do not choose me, for the love of God. Anyway, so I'm making my way past the dairy and the cereal aisle. I'm going into the frozen section, and then at this point, I'm noticing the people that are there. There, you know, you have your average people, like you got guys in like suits and stuff that are like shopping because they probably just got off work. You've got like your fast food workers that got their uniforms on. But for some reason, I saw a bunch of children, like kids. Like I don't know if there's just no school today or what, but like there was like I saw at least 6 like under like 8-year-old children, and super weird. One of them was really sweet though. I kept walking past and she kept waving at me, and it was very cute. And I think she was eating like a fucking Jolly Rancher or something like that. No, she had a little stick. She was eating like a Dum Dum Pop or something. And she was very nice, and I you know, we ended up being in line together, and she just kept staring at me, and kids freaked me out. Like when I first passed her and like waved, I was like, oh, that's really sweet. But then she was just kind of like eating her fucking lollipop, and I was like, ugh. So I grabbed the rest of my stuff, and I head into the line. As I'm filling up my stuff, I realize I might not have enough money for what I'm buying right now, and I was wrong. I had a lot more money than what was needed. But I'm loading all this shit up. I'm seeing the number rack up, and I'm like, fuck me, dude, this is looking scary. Lady's talking to me, and she's like, oh, how's your night going? And I'm like, it's going good. I'm like, trying not to freak out. And then she's like, how many bags do you think? And I'm like, you know, maybe 4. That was a fucking lie. I needed 6 bags. So I stole 2 bags from Winco. I'm a fucking bad boy, dude. I'm so fucking bad. I'm so fucking bad. I stole 2 bags from Winco. Arrest me. Yeah, so after I, you know, shoplifted, I grabbed the rest of my stuff. I think it ended up being like $165, something like that, which is a pretty good amount of money, but it's not as much money as I was expecting, which is good. And so I packed my stuff up, loaded my car up, and I headed home. All in all, at the end of the day, I just think that Winco is a terrible place, but wonderful at the same time. Wonderful for the deals, terrible for the strange interactions that you are always bound to have. I think that I should probably manage my time a little bit better and maybe go grocery shopping when it's not, you know, 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning. But, you know, I will never learn. So it will happen again, and I am expecting weirdness everywhere I go. Thank you so much for listening to me talk about this. As you're aware, I have now uploaded this video on February 12th, and for the rest of the year, I will be uploading a video on the 12th of every month. Just kind of like a New Year's resolution for me, is to upload a video every month. There will be a lot of different type of material coming out. As there's gonna be, you know, maybe short films, there's gonna be maybe like test shots, test edits, test shoots. There might be some visual effects in there. I've been getting really into like making planets and stuff in After Effects, so I might be adding some of that in there. And then in September, there's a huge move, and so that'll be interesting. I'll do some sort of like moving vlog, and then when I get to the move, I will upload it, and you'll be able to see my move, and yeah, it should be good. Okay, well, goodbye everyone. Again, thank you for listening to me talk. I know this was awful, and I, again, apologize for how shitty the camera looks. But, like I said, audio sounds good, so we're all good, man. All right. Goodbye.